3 years ago, one random investor had an idea. Imagine a way you could invest when you don't have a lot of money. A way you can still kickstart a portfolio even while working on paying off debt. The plan was this. First, find something you could cut from your budget. For Bob, it was Starbucks coffee. Instead of the $5 latte, Bob would take that $5 and invest it every single day. He's been doing it for 3 years now, without missing a single day. But did his investment grow? Or was this a complete waste of time? Let's find out.
Waste of time or not, that's what we're talking about in today's video, because for 3 years, I've been dropping one of these babies into the stock market every single day, got a little overzealous and decided to do another $5 a day into crypto, and I'm going to show you both portfolios and if we're up, down, or sideways. And there's a couple things also I want to share with you, not only my updates, we're going to dive into the actual live portfolio, we're going to talk about some sketchy math that we need to unveil in this video after 3 years. How to get started yourself, and I'm going to answer some of your killer questions from the prior videos that you need to know about. So let's not waste your time. Let's get right to it. We're going to start with the stock market. We're going to start with the portfolio update. Now the stock market, $5 every day, turns up into the S&P 500, not an individual company. I'm investing it into the top 500 companies in America, weighted by market cap. VOO is the ticker symbol, Vanguard's S&P 500 fund. Let's take a look at it and see how it did. So at the end of every single month, I update this particular Excel document, but I need to point something out. That in September of 2022, now that year in particular, like, can you believe 3 years ago, has time flown, right? But beyond that, 2022 was a bad year for the stock market. If I would have come on with a video in September of 2022, I would have told you my $5 a day from January to September got me 3.65 shares of VOO with a running cost of $1,395. Isn't that crazy that $5 a day adds up to that much money in that short period of time? But it does. But here's the bad part. My total value is only $1,198, which means I lost $195. Now imagine if we were here at this time and that was the end of the story. You would have been like, this guy is a fool. He's investing $5 a day and he's losing money. But remember, we want to be smart investors, and the smart investors, they know that time is where they win the game, not in short term, in long term, in the macro. And now let's take a look, and I'm going to scroll all the way down here to December of 2024 before I show you my latest and greatest portfolio live update. But here we are in December of 2024. Now, what I have is 13 shares of VOO. Now, this is automatically purchased through my brokerage app. I don't actually go in and manually buy $5. I've set it up so I can forget about it and know that it's going to automatically invest for me, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But 13 shares, and I spent a total of $5,552, but my market value is now, thanks to time and macro, $7,397. So at the end of 2024, I am up 33% on this experiment, which means I'm up $1,844. I've earned that simply for investing in the stock market. That's the magic of what this can entail. You don't have to be trapped by the idea that you need to invest $10,000 straight away in order to get anywhere. You just need to start small and let it grow over time. And with that, you can achieve numbers like this. Now, if the stock market does drop down 10%, 20%, I'm still in the positive because I've been doing this now for 3 years, and I plan to keep on doing this. So 10 years from now, we're going to be like 13 years ago, I invested $5 a day. We're going to just keep doing it, right? And if you're on this journey with me, I hope you're having fun with it. And whether you're negative or positive, all depends on how long you've been doing this for. I started this back in January 2022 with the Robinhood app. I actually, if I started all over again, would actually select doing this in Webull, because that's where the bulk of my portfolio is. Super easy to use, commission-free trades. Get yourself set up with some bonuses when you click the link in the description below. But here we are. As of the recording of the video, it's at $550. And oh my gosh, has January been the most wild roller coaster in the stock market, up and down and up and down and down and down and up and down. It's all over the place. We're now up to 13.79846 shares of VOO, representing a total market value of $7,590. If I would sell this right now, I would have $7,590, like chilling. Like, that's awesome. That's extra money. I could put that as a down payment on a car. I could go out and I could go on a vacation, right? That's real money. That's the beauty of what just little $5 do, right? My average cost is $418. Now, an average cost means when you buy into the stock market and you buy on the highs and you buy on the lows as the market goes up and down, it averages that cost out, which means $418. As long as VOO is at $418 or more, I'm either breaking even or I'm making money. Total return is sitting at 31.56%. or $1,821. Now, there's a couple things you might be wondering, so I'm going to address the very first question before we hop over to crypto, and that is, why down here at the bottom of this thing does it say recurring investments is $7.30? The title of the video says $5 a day, and you are bamboozling us, Bob, with $7.30. Here's the problem. Stock market, it's not open every single day. And that's the problem with the stock market. It's closed on the holidays. It's closed on the weekends. So we got to make up for that if we truly want to do $5 a day into the stock market for all 365 days in the year. Here's how we do that. How many stock market trading days are there in 2025? It says 250. I get out the calculator and I do $5 a day times 365 days in a year. That gives me $1,825 that we'll be investing. But what I need to do is divide that by how many actual stock market trading days there are. In this case, 250 for this year, which means, there it is, $7.30. That's what the recurring investment needs to be. You may also be doing some other math. And if you're doing this math, I need you to comment below because I want to personally give you credit. I want you to say, I did the math. And I will reply to you with some congratulations because the people that are doing this math are like probably pausing the video and saying, this guy's up to something that just doesn't make sense. Here's what they're doing. They're taking $5 a day times 365 days a year. That gives them that $1,825. And then they're multiplying that by 3. That means $5,475. And then if they take that $5,475 that was invested and you add the current $1,821.01, that's giving you $7,296, not the current market value of $7,594. What's going on with the sketchy math here? Well, there's something really cool that happens with VOO and a lot of different type of companies. And that's called dividends. See, what happens is every quarter you get paid a dividend, and that is a share of the company profits. And remember, we're investing in the top 500 companies with VOO, and a lot of them pay a dividend, and you benefit from that. So depending on how many shares you own is how big your dividend payment is. If I scroll all the way to the bottom here, I see my history and I hit show more. You're gonna see all the different things. That's my recurring buy every single day that the stock market's open. But look down here on December 26th, that was the last quarterly payment of $23.29. I got an additional $23 in a dividend simply for owning VOO. That's why there's a difference between the $7,200 and the $7,500. If you did that math, give yourself some credit because you may have thought I was playing a game here and doing some sketchy stuff. I'm not, I promise. It's just how dividends work, which means you get even more of a return when you look at what the difference is between these two things, right? So that's what's going on there. Let's get to crypto. For those of you who are a big crypto fan, let's see how Ethereum is doing. Now, Ethereum going for $2,737. Remember, we've been investing in this since January of 2022 when it wasn't as good. If I go over to the 5-year chart, look what happens here in 2022. It was down as low as $1,200, actually a little bit lower than that at $1,100. So things are looking pretty good now, right? So let's see where we're at. Total, I have 2.69 Ethereum. Can't wait to get to 3. We're on year 3. Technically year 4, but let's get to 3 Ethereum, right? 1 Ethereum per year would be pretty darn sweet. But in order to do that, of course, the price has to stay low. So you kind of trade off gains for total amount of crypto, but whatever. The average cost is $2,044. That keeps ticking up because Ethereum has been so high, but my value is $7,378, representing 33.7% return or $1,800. Now, if you look back on some of my older videos, that was up like 99% at one point. Ethereum was looking pretty good. Right now, it's not doing as well. 33% is kind of low for this particular investment product. A lot of times it's been a lot higher than this, but again, long-term thinking. Because here's a fun fact that you all need to know about. We're gonna use this math based on the S&P 500 and the average return of the stock market. If you start doing this and you're 45 years old and you do $5 a day, by the age 65, you will have $111,363 invested. That's with your return on top of that. So that is what you end up with at 65 years old. But if you start at the age of 35, by age 65, you'll have $319,827. What a difference 10 years makes. But it gets even more exciting because if you're 25 years old or younger and you're watching this video and you get started with $5 a day, from whatever age you are, let's say you're age 25, until you reach the average American retirement age of 65, you will have a total of $860,000. And that's assuming you only invest $5 a day from age 25 to 65. That's not saying the fact that you should add more as you make more money. Don't always just invest $5 a day unless you're okay with $860,000. But just picture this. You start scaling that up to $10 a day or $20 a day or whatever. The point is, the reason I started the $5 a day investment challenge is I wanted to find a way for those people that didn't have a lot of money to get started with something while you were working on getting your financial situation in order. But once you get that in order, once you pay off your debt, once you have more money, once you're getting somewhere, consider amping that up. But let's get to the killer questions that you often ask about. And you ask about these a lot in the old comments of the old videos. And I definitely read them all. And I definitely want to respond to the top majority killer questions. Question number 1, the brokerage fees are stupid expensive. How are you getting away with the idea of investing $5 a day? That seems kind of expensive, kind of rich. And I would agree with you if I wasn't using the app that is commission-free trades. There's no brokerage fees on this particular investment. So if you sign up with Webull, or if you want to go with Robinhood or one of those other ones, it offers brokerage-free trades. It's not going to give you those extra commissions added on as some of the companies used to do years ago. So I'm not paying that extra fee every time I invest my $5, or in the case of VOO, $7.30 a day. So find yourself a brokerage that works best for you, or click the link and do the Webull one. Now, if you are in a country that is not serviced by Webull, that stinks, and I'm sorry. And hopefully they will expand so you can take advantage of commission-free trades. But in the meantime, you could do something like Interactive Brokers. That's one that services a lot of places, especially United Kingdom and places like that. However, there are fees attached. So, hey, Webull, sometimes I think you watch my videos based on some of the conversations, right? So if Webull is watching this, I would recommend we get you to expand to the United Kingdom and Canada. Are there any other countries that we should try to lobby for? Comment down below with your country, and let's see if we can nudge Webull to expand out there, because it's important that we don't get slammed with stupid fees. So let's go to question number 2. $5 a day is like $150 a month, right? And that's a lot of money. You know, it's easy for you to say $5 a day, but $150 a month when you actually add up the $5 is a lot of money. I can't afford that. And I want to ground ourselves for a second. I understand that, but there's got to be something stupid out there that you're spending money on. Search for it, find it, and get rid of it. Because at the end of the day, if you're not investing a single penny, that is scary for the future. What are you going to do? Are you just going to work until you die? And some people laugh and joke that off, but you have the power, my friend. You have the power to change this by starting today with something. Heck, if $5 a day is too rich right now, go $1 a day. You know, Webull allows $1 a day. Robinhood offers $1 a day. Just do that. And then when you get a chance to go up to $5 or $10 a day, then do that. But in the meantime, start somewhere. Okay, let's go on to number 3. Number 3 is a inverse of question number 2. And they're saying, well, instead of it $5 a day being a lot of money, they're saying $5 a day isn't that much money. Well, if you think that $5 a day and my $1,800 I've earned so far in VOO is not a whole lot, all you have to do is scale that up. If you have more money, scale up your investment. And even if it's not a day, every single day, each day, just do it a month. Do $100 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month. Or if you're a big baller and you got money and you have no debt and you're doing like $5,000 a month, dang, you're going to be rich when you grow up. But, just scale that up, because remember, when we look at that overall growth, right, of 33%, it doesn't matter how much you've put in. The growth is what the growth is, 33%. If I would have been investing a lot more, if that portfolio value would have been $1 million, take $1 million of invested cash and multiply that by a 33% return. Look how much money you would have had if you would have invested $1 million over time. See, that's the trick of the math, right? Just invest. Just get started. It doesn't matter if it's small or large. Just get started today. Subscribe for more awesome videos. And what you need to do now is check out this video next, and we'll see you on the next video.